Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Unusual stream from me tonight, as you may have seen from the thumbnail. But before there's any complaints, or if you see me mess it up, just know it's all Bruce's fault. Okay? Now that we have that out of the way, how's my audio? How's the video? How is everything? A little bit of background noise probably. I got my window open because it's quite hot in here. Let's have a look. Audio good, you look great. Thank you. So welcome everybody. We got about 5 or 6 people here. We might get a surprise visit later from someone else. But in the meantime, while we wait, let me take you on a little tour of what I did to this board so far. So let me grab the microscope and fire it up. As I may have mentioned before, this was by far the worst board in the bunch. A lot of cap leakage, a lot of trace damage. And I'll take you up here. Up where? Up here. So you can see a little bit of what went on. Traces that got eaten away, that had to be rebuilt. A lot of traces got scraped because they had a bunch of pitting and stuff in them. I had to re-tin them to beef them up a little bit and then paint it all over. There's a bunch of traces that still need to, whoa, where are we? That still need to be painted over. But before I do, hold on one second. Sorry, someone at my door. I was unable to mask these over until I did an ultrasonic cleaning, and there's a bunch more traces that need scraping and work. But everything has continuity and should work all right. Should work all right. So I think we have a visitor. And I can't find my mouse. Hold on. Visitor, can you join yourself? I can't find my mouse. Where's my mouse? Hello.
Hello. Can everyone hear me okay?
Well, I can.
Well, that's something.
Where did I put my mouse? I had it 5 seconds ago.
It's hiding.
Yeah, I don't know where my mouse is. I was just giving people a tour of the board and some of the work it needed.
Wow, you've been busy.
I have been busy. So what I got now? Oh, there you are. Hello, mouse. So what we are going to do today is put some new caps on. Got a bunch of caps.
Yay!
Now these are not all for this board, of course, but I have a few more boards to do.
Yep.
And I got some of these.
Excellent.
And Bruce is here to hold me accountable, because if I mess up, I'm sure I'll hear about it.
I will be the first to mention it.
That's the whole reason you're here, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
I can't see any other reason.
Let's see and make sure I got the right ones. Whoa.
Small writing?
Just a little bit. Jesus. Let's grab one. Take a quick look. This is not the usual.
Are you able to show me your microscope, and I might be able to tell you
Yeah. I'm
what
pretty
they
sure
might
they sent
mean?
me the right stuff, but
God, I've got a very noisy chicken out there at the moment. My apologies. Okay, 476. That's 47 6 zeros. So it's 47 million picofarads, which is 47 microfarads. 16 underneath it means 16 volts. So that is exactly what you want.
oh, right. Well, I knew all that, of course. I'm just making sure that Bruce knows all this as well. So I'm just going to get to it, because this board has, I think, 15 of these and 4 axials, right?
Something like that. Have you
Yes.
got your little 10 microfarad 16 volt as well?
I did. Wait. Look at that.
Look at it.
Isn't it cute?
That's tiny. That doesn't even look, that looks like it's non-polarized.
I have no idea. It's all they had left in stock. Where is it?
Look, it'll probably do. It's not what I would recommend, but I think it will still do the job.
Here you go.
Worst comes to the worst, you can always put the old one back on, because the old one's probably still well in spec. Those ones seem to last forever.
Huh. Well, it has a tail on one end. I don't know if that means something, but
Yeah, I have never seen one like that before. So, someone else in the chat might be able to tell us what that one is.
so this one is going to end up right there.
Yes, Steve, it has started. Jay started early. Isn't that just rude?
Well, why not?
Indeed. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share this on my Facebook page.
Oh, no pressure.
Yeah. How the hell do I get to
All right,
this?
let's make sure these all fit. Ooh, they're bigger than I thought they would be.
Perfect.
Now the band
Here.
goes to the plus on these things, right?
That is correct.
All right. Okay, so this will also be one of the first times of me soldering with this iron. Let's see if I can get that frame. Usually I use a, I don't know, I call it different things every time. But let me see if I can find it. I'm used to using a tip like this, which I call a knife tip.
Yep.
Because you can get right into there in the corner, hit both sides. But I'm going to stay true to the art here. I have studied.
Yes, I mean, look,
Francis. So.
That is my second favorite tip to use, the one that you use as your first. So, it would probably do the job quite well as well.
Shall we get this party started?
Absolutely.
By the way, I have adjusted my microscope. It is no longer blurry on the left side. It is now blurry on the right side.
Sorry, you'll have to say that again. It just got drowned out by bird noises from all angles.
That I focused my microscope to now be sharp on the left and blurry on the right.
Oh, it is too. Look at that.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah. What if you tilt the table? Does that make any difference?
The table is level for the first time. All right. Are we placing bets
On whether this will work?
or whether this will work?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give it about 50-50. I know you probably would have liked me to give you a little bit more, but just based on the experience I've had with these ones with lots of trace damage, that's around about the hit rate that I get. So, you know.
But what if I'm better than you, Bruce?
You could well be better than me.
What
So
if
maybe
I...
we should 60-40 then.
Yes, but yeah, I totally forgot about that. Hold on. I'm not going to switch cameras, but I got these battery holders.
Awesome.
I was unable to source them with leads, so I got them with wires, which is good enough for testing, but I'm going to replace them later on.
Yep, that'll do the job for sure. I'm just going to shut my door because I'm
to
sick of getting these pigeon visits.
2 brand new Saft. What is it? Saft or Taft? Saft batteries.
Saft.
Yeah.
There we go.
Since we're here anyway, I might as well put this little bugger on.
Okay. I may begin recapping myself while I'm sitting here.
Ooh, you might as well.
If I had room on the desk, that is.
All right, so I'm a little, it looks like just the way these were manufactured, kind of like a lollipop. I don't think it means anything that it looks different on both sides, but...
Yes, I have no idea.
I said, hey, I'm going to recap this thing on Friday. And then suddenly I had to order parts real quick because I said I would do it. So we'll see.
I would just like to make a quick little shout out to Justin, providing us with a little bit of esoteric humor in the chat there, saying the ratio of you getting this working or not, he gives it 63-37, which is, of course, the normal ratio of tin to lead or lead to tin for good quality solders. So
he's a clever one, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a very esoteric joke. There's a handful of people that will get that one.
Well, it would have totally gone over my head if you wouldn't have explained it.
And now I've closed the door and trapped a fly in here. Awesome.
Way to go.
Yeah. I think I have some spray here somewhere.
Spray? Be nice.
Yeah, some sort of fly spray. Well, how about what if I hit him with electric circuit board cleaner? I don't feel like that.
See, that's more in that goes with the theme better, you know?
It does, doesn't it? I'm gonna try and see if it works. He's still alive. No, he's unfazed by electronic circuit board cleaner.
Huh.
He's gone outside. Thank you.
Nice. Now, of course, if I put one of these caps on crooked, I am going to hear about it.
Oh yeah,
because
Bruce but makes a huge
deal out of that.
I'll be sure to point it out to you after you've soldered both sides and are about to move on to the next one.
You would. All right, I'm going to touch all that up with flux later. Let's see, plus, where are you? Plus is there. Now, Bruce, do you happen to have any experience with these caps? And what happens if you put them the wrong side around?
Yes, I do. They have a tendency to, well, I mean, it depends how long you leave them there and what sort of load they're under, but they will typically start with a gentle smolder. And then if you're really lucky, they might even pop.
Are there any sparks involved?
Sometimes. I had a very unusual circumstance where I was replacing a tantalum capacitor with another one, and for whatever reason, the original tantalum capacitor was actually had the stripe on the negative side, which I've never seen before. But it did have the stripe on the negative side. It was an older model, but it still checked out. A little Star Wars reference for everyone out there. So when I replaced the new cap with the stripe on the same side as the original, I fired it up and it popped.
I'm just happy I was there to see it.
Yeah, well, you were there to see that that glorious explosion. That was just an old cap. That wasn't around the wrong way. It was just old.
Oh, I thought it was proof of Bruce messing up.
No, that wasn't me messing up at all. Yeah, that computer had actually even already been tested. I'd tested it, and then I'd cleaned it, and I thought I'll give it one more test before giving it back to the customer after cleaning, and pop.
So you're telling me I should be testing this board twice at least.
Well, we'll see how. Well, you're putting new caps on. See, that one. The interesting thing about that one was that I hadn't actually replaced that cap because it was a tantalum. The original was a tantalum. But then after seeing that blow up, I decided that in future, when someone brings me a 35-year-old computer with tantalum caps, I'll replace the tantalums as well. So, yeah.
By the way, I am sorry. I will be taking a break shortly to look at the chat.
I can, in the meantime, I can say hello to, I'll tell you a few people that are here. We've got Toby Q, we've got GT is here, hello. Steve is here, of course. We've got Retro Techie. Oh, and Steve is informing me that the Glue Classic 2 now has sound. That was an interesting one because that was the one where someone had done a recapping job, and when they didn't get the caps quite on right, they did the rest of the work with some hot glue, which is not really what I recommend on my channel, and certainly not what Steve recommends on his channel either. And so, there was a lot of work involved in that one because someone had done quite a bit of damage to it. And it didn't have sound, and now it has sound. So small victories there. Go, Steve.
And why is Steve not streaming this?
Oh, sour sound. What the hell does that mean? What is sour sound?
Another Star Trek reference? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not sure describing sound as sour. Sounds like bad cat still. Sounds odd, like bad cap still. Interesting.
By the way, I'm not using any kind of recapping guide for this because I'm just assuming that all these caps are the same except for the actuals.
Except for the little one that you did first, which, all of the rest of them are 47 microfarad 16. Does make the recapping a little bit easier because you don't need to refer to guides while you're doing all that part. Just whack the caps on there.
But if I was a cautious man and I did want a guide, where would I go?
Oh, that would be time for me to try and actually get this link ready to go, wouldn't it? That would be a sensible thing for me to do.
You are ill prepared, sir.
Yeah, very ill prepared. I suspect when I do this, it'll come up as you, because I'll be doing it here in the Stream Duck. Recap a Mac. There we go. Recap a Mac. No porn, just recapping guides.
No porn. Boring.
There we go. It's come up as the House of Moth, so there you go. I'm you, just for a moment.
I am so kind to share that link. Let's see. I really don't want to rotate the board just yet, but I might be out of space. Can I reach this? I can. Nice. Yeah, I definitely have a, and this is not even the biggest classic board, is it?
No, sorry, the 950 Quadra 950 is probably the biggest one out there. Or Quadra 900, Quadra 950, 9500, all of those are the same form factor, and they are all the biggest board. I've probably even got some here so I can demonstrate. So what we're looking at, don't get me wrong, what you have there is bloody close. So this here is the size of the board you're working on at the moment, which this is actually a Macintosh 2, this one, but they're the same size. So that's the size of the board you're working on now. The 950 is this size. Whoopsie. This size here. So if we were to just do a quick little comparison, I'm going to put one behind the other, and you'll see the difference there, hopefully.
That is pretty close.
So there's the 950 is probably about 1.5 inches wider and maybe 1 inch taller, something like that. But that's the biggest one in the vintage lineup that I'm aware of, that form factor. So it's a pretty hefty board.
In inches?
I figured it would be better for the audience.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
3 centimeters around about. Maybe three to 4 centimeters wider. But Yeah, and of course, this is the main reason why I went into assembling the ultrasonic cleaner behind me, because I couldn't even get a piece of this into the other cleaner that I had. So
Yeah, I wish I knew more about your ultrasonic cleaner, but a video just is not happening, is it?
yeah, I know it's just it's slack, isn't it? Slack as anything.
Oh my God.
I must look into that at some stage.
Now, to Bruce's horror, he may notice that I'm not removing any of those glue dots.
Mr. Apple's Anonymous, who's saying that my website was not a secure site. It is it should be a secure site. I mean, it could be part
He's
of this.
probably on LCAP.
And it could be that old, that old thing. Let me just have a look.
I saw a bunch of people saying that it was BS. Nothing happened, but
Yeah, no, it's secure. It's all good. Just make sure you put the HTTPS at the beginning, because I don't think I have it automatically forwarding to secure. I'll check that though. Let me have a look. Yep, no, it automatically does it, and it is secure. I'm just having a look at the little thingy. Show certificate. That's all. That's all good. The certificate is valid, so that's fine. So unless there is something I'm unaware of going on there, the website should definitely be secure. Unless you went by .com, that could be it. You might want to do it. Yeah, okay. That's what it is. You've probably visited via .com. Best thing to do is visit via .com.au. I haven't bothered to set up the...
I thought you had .com registered too.
I have it registered, but I just haven't got that secured. That's all.
Oh, come on.
Well, it
takes a man of your caliber 2 seconds to redirect it.
It's to do with the way I've got it set up. I've got it set up rather than having a redirect. I've got it set up so that both domain names can access the site the same. One is an alias for the site, and securing the alias is a real pain in the web hosting software that I use. So I probably should just switch off the alias and just set it up as a forward. So I'll do that. I will do that to allay everyone's fears. But in the meantime, if you do it .com.au, you will find it all happily secure. So, yeah.
We're just going to have to take his word for it, people.
Mm-hmm. Goody chips. I am sitting in a mountain of mess here at the moment.
Oh, do show.
No, I won't. But I am very tempted to actually start cleaning up while I'm sitting here chatting.
Wait, hold on. So someone in the chat actually said, I will be working on a beige Mac while Bruce cleans his office. Are you saying they might actually be right?
Possibly.
Wow.
Possibly, yes.
I assured them Bruce would never clean.
Yeah, well, I've got some things that I want to try and get done today. One in particular is a recording, and I'm going to need a little bit of desk space for that. So I am probably going to need to clean. Now, when my version of clean is, I'm probably just going to grab a cardboard box and just do the whole arm thing, sweeping across like that into the cardboard box.
Hey, that's how I clean too.
Yeah, so that'll probably be it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I might get more energetic. We'll never know. I did have something to show here. Forgotten what it was. I just saw something. I thought, oh, I must mention that. Oh, not to worry. Can't have been that important. There are remnants of pretty much every project I've ever worked on here on the desk at the moment.
But the reason why I brought up the size of the board is that I definitely have a bit more respect and understanding for you and Steve, because I recently upgraded my desk. Come on. There we go.
More space. You now have more space.
I have more space, and then I got these boards, and I'm instantly out of space again.
Yeah,
they are 15 times the size of what I usually work on.
I mean, they're big even by our standards. So, I mean, I'd much rather be working on a little SE30 or a Classic or something like that. They're nice and compact. Once you get one of those Mac 2 boards on the desk, you're definitely aware of it.
Oh yeah. All right, let's see if I can flip this around. I will be soldering most of this pretty quick and dirty because
I understand.
I want to move on to the testing. Once it all works, I will grab some flux and touch it all up nice and neatly because I am OCD that way.
So what sort of cap is that?
I don't know. I just typed
You
in,
have-
what was it, 10 microfarad, 16 volt, case size of 4 millimeters, and this is the only thing that came up in stock. 10%.
Did it specify as a particular type of capacitor?
Couldn't tell you.
Because I'm just curious, is that some sort of wacky tantalum, or is because look at that, it's got that point on it, or is it a like a ceramic or something like that? I'm
It
curious.
tantalum. At least
It is
according to the filter I enabled.
All right, so that means it probably is polar. So let me just see if we can.
I figured I would investigate after I'm all done.
Yeah, we just don't want to blow it up. That's all.
Well, it does make for good content.
I guess you got a 50-50 chance of getting it right, don't you?
Yeah. And with you here, the luck is on my side.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Let's have a look here. We got a data sheet. You got a data sheet. Yeah, so these ones here have a point on them as well. I'm just looking at these ones.
Let me grab the...
NID identifies anode. Positive terminal is the point.
See, I knew that. That's why I put it on the right way. See?
You did put it on the right way?
I can't find it anymore.
You're in the right area. There you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. You did do it the right way.
I knew all that.
There you go.
I am such a smart individual.
Steve got the last of the normal ones in stock last month, so he's the one to blame.
Oh, way to go, Steve.
The component shortage is a very real problem. I mean, it's sort of seems a lot of the time like it's just some sort of media hype or some sort of news story they use to fill in time. But I can tell you, it has impacted the stuff that I do. Thankfully, one of the places I've been buying my components from does still have quite a few of these things in stock. I'm not going to tell people where it is because I don't want them to buy all my stuff.
I was about to ask.
But yeah, it is a very real problem. Oh, incidentally, I'll just show you this very quickly, Jay, if you have an opportunity to just look up at your screen. This is the tool that you would use for removing one of those PLCC chips from the socket. So it has two little thin things that go into the grooves on the side. They go down either side of the chip. Then you close it and then you squeeze, and it actually pulls them up from the bottom rather than sort of angling them up. So it's a good way of getting the chip out without wrecking the socket.
Yeah, I tried poking at it from one side, but the socket wall seems way too flimsy to be able to handle that. So
yeah, they in particular nowadays they're getting flimsier as time goes on. So I think you made the right move.
Okay, let's see, where are we?
I have got so much mess. So much mess. Steve, I gave you tips on removing them with a thin flathead screwdriver. That is what he did try and do. But as he put them down the little tiny hole down the side there, and as he was pulling them, trying to bend them back to get the leverage to lift the chip up, it was actually making the socket, look very precarious. So he didn't apply any more pressure because he was worried he was going to snap the socket. So,
correct.
With these being very old,
and the chips look pretty good. One of them was a little cruddy. The ultrasonic cleaner did not make it much better, but I hope it's good enough for testing at least.
Oh, it's warming up in here. What's going on here? It's 23 degrees Celsius outside. Nice.
Disgusting.
Might be firing up this air conditioner for the first time this season. We'll see.
What? All right, I might have to change tips here. Because... Yeah, definitely have changed tips.
Yeah. Better safe than melted.
Yeah. You have no idea what kind of pressure I'm under with you here, Bruce. So...
Well, while you're here, I'll ask you, what else do I need to change on this power supply for my MDD to make it work?
Dude, if I knew that, I'd be fixing them.
I've replaced
Apparently,
the
there
head.
are some, of course, a whole bunch of caps. There are the MOSFETs,
Yeah.
and then there are some more chips that I was unable to figure out.
So when I
talked to
first got it,
there's a guy on eBay that offers this as a service. I think $85, and people seem extremely happy with his results. I chatted with him, and he actually told me, without giving it away, of course, he told me some of the stuff that needs to be replaced. And it was then that I decided to never fix G4 power supplies.
fair enough. But I have replaced 2 MOSFETs on this thing that were dead. I was able to test them. Well, one of them was dead, but they were both the same sort, so I decided to replace both of them. I've replaced one 390 microfarad 420 volt capacitor, which was definitely bad. That's been replaced. There are a whole stack of other caps, but I didn't replace them because they didn't look too bad, but I know that's not a particularly good measure. But yeah, it used to just blow fuses all the time. Well, it stopped blowing fuses now, but it's still dead.
I would call that progress, at least.
Oh, I definitely felt like I'd made progress, but I thought I would make more progress, that's all.
And would you like to show the people how you have dishonored that power supply with a Dremel?
Sure. So I bought these capacitors, and they weren't particularly cheap because they're big ones. And the company that I was buying from, once I got to this size, there weren't very many options of capacitors to get. So anyhow, I got one with the right lead spacing. So, that was all good. And this was really the only one that came up with all of the requirements that I put in the list. So I said, I need this. And then we got left with one capacitor that came up in the list. So I ordered it. Now, when I got it back, it was a little on the tall side. It actually sticks up. You may or may not be able to see, but it sticks up here. And it sits in the case. It should sit in the case flush. These metal things here, these heat sinks actually sit flush on the other side. So having it poke up like that is not good. Now, I resolved this issue, I thought, ingeniously by putting a hole in the power supply for the capacitor to poke out the end there. Now, it may not be pretty, but it does work. I mean, it doesn't work, but that part works. But the power supply doesn't work. So... but, I don't think anyone can deny what an ingenious solution that was for an otherwise sticky predicament. Because I can tell you one thing for sure.
I was definitely impressed.
I was definitely not going to order more. Those caps were too expensive. So that was that. All right. That's enough for me. Let's get you back on here.
I'm going to have to pull up a new page and go to... Recap a Mac. Oh, that's you. That's I now have to do the axials, and I prefer not to put those in the wrong place. Look at that, Macintosh 2X.
Wow, I'm selling an Macintosh SE30 at the moment. It's up to 490 Australian dollars.
Damn.
Yeah, damn. 3 days to go.
Let's see, 2/20/16. That should be this one. 2/20/16. Got it. This thing is. I might have to widen the holes a little bit.
What? No. They'll fit.
No, it might be all right. Now, it's too bad I already disconnected my 3D printer because that little lead bending thingy would have come in real handy here. Bruce has a thing where you just lay one of these caps on to whatever spacing you want, and then you bend these leads over. It's really neat.
And if you had a 3D printer set up, you could print your own.
Exactly. Well, I disconnected mine.
I'm not happy with this design anyway. I need to redo it.
Now, remind me, as someone that never deals with axial caps, remind me on the plus and the minus side of this.
There should be a little line running down the side with arrows pointing towards negative. So that's
Pointing
it.
towards negative. Okay.
Arrows pointing towards negative.
Here we go.
There you go.
All right. I'm going to have to do this off camera for a second because I don't have enough space. And a wise man once told me, let me put this back in frame, that you don't just take this cap and slap it on there. No. You rotate it in a way so that you can read what it is. Now, thanks to the recapping guides, of course, we don't care what's on the thing, but just in case.
You never know. The Recap a Mac website, something might happen to it. Who knows?
What? Don't speak of these things.
No, I don't plan for that, but I mean, one thing that I have, that I really like is the fact that there are so many of these brilliant information resources out there, and I get incredibly frustrated when you find a situation where there's some great information resource and then all of a sudden it's gone, and all that information is gone. And you jump onto a forum looking for something and it says, oh, the answer to what you are asking for is right here. And then you click on the link and it takes you nowhere.
Do we know of a recent example?
Oh, there are always examples turning up. And I won't, incriminate anyone because it's not that necessarily their fault or anything like that. But,
come on, it's fun to regularly
on specific forums that... where you can't blame people. Someone asked a question. Now, if someone had just given an answer, that would be fine. But what someone does is they say, rather than providing an answer, they just say, hey, the answer you need is on this website. So that part of it has been preserved. So it's, and then the website is gone. I mean, obviously the Wayback Machine might help you out in those sort of situations. But forums that crash and lose their history, I don't know what you could possibly be talking about there, Christopher.
Yeah, it's. I've heard it happens sometimes, but I cannot think of a specific example.
But goodness me, don't you get upset about it and don't complain to them about it because they do not like having their faults pointed out to them. I can tell you that from experience.
I should really put the proper tip back on, but we're just gonna see how far we get with this. Not far at all. All right, let me grab another tip. This tip was screaming at me. I'm not built for this. What the hell are you doing?
Someone bought 2 of these PowerBook SCSI 2SDs from me the other day, so I'm going to have to build them.
Oh.
How frustrating.
And Bruce is going to show that he can finish one of those before I finish recapping this board.
Probably not. I probably might be able to do a blue SCSI, but not a PowerBook one. I need to do a blue SCSI as well. Someone bought one of those too.
Now I am just a simple little shop. I only have 1 iron, so if I want to change tips, I actually have to swap them out.
No shame in that.
On this one station.
Everyone, this is how I store my resistors. It's a very, very easy way to find. If you want to know one, if you're saying, hey, can you find me a 56 ohm? I can just put my hands on it straight away. I've got one in my hand right now.
You actually demonstrated that on your stream, didn't you?
I don't think I was streaming. I think I might have just been yakking away with you. And others.
All right, there we go.
So, Christopher Bourne, I don't know if you've seen these. This is something that I made up. This is an assembly jig for a Blue Scuzzy that holds everything in place while you solder from the other side. And it has cut the time for me to make them in half.
All right. That is one axial.
Yeah, you are getting dangerously close to testing.
I am actually.
Now, is it your intention to put this inside the case to test, or are you going to just test it on your desk with a power supply next to it?
In the case.
In the case. Awesome.
In the case.
Do you have a few cases around in case one of the power supplies is no good? You can grab a power supply from one of the others?
I can.
Awesome.
Because being a beige fanatic, I keep lots of these parts on hand.
Yes, of course. I have to admit, I was amazed to see you had a DB15 to VGA adapter.
I have a reputation.
I'm about to turn the air conditioner on because I'm getting hot.
Let's see, where do the other ones go? Oh, down here. So what I will do is...
What we will do...
Ta-da! At
Ta-da,
least you
look at
can
that
see
view.
some movement, you know? So the arrow
look at
points to negative, so this has to go that way. Which really irks me because that means all the text on the cap is upside down. That
Shivers.
is really annoying.
They just weren't thinking, were they?
They were not.
Inconsiderate things that they were doing.
Pricks.
And that too. Is that a resistor down there that I dropped? I think it is. Better go get it.
You're right there.
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
Okay. Whew. Dear, oh dear. Oh.
Now, do you know if these caps get hot?
No. I mean, yes, I do know they don't.
They don't. Okay.
Are you talking about the axial or the TANTs?
The axials.
The axials on those serve such a kind of benign purpose. You know, they're just working as like filters. They really don't have much to do at all. And they're not under massive load or anything like that.
Well, they cause plenty of damage.
Oh, they can do. Yeah, for sure.
Now, I was wondering, because if they get really hot, I would lay them flat on the board so the board can take some of that heat off.
Oh, yeah.
But if they don't get too hot, I would actually prefer to let them hover a little bit.
They don't get hot at all. So do with them what you please. Do what you have to do.
All right.
Found my USB-C cable. Yay.
What does a man like you need that for?
Oh, you know that little FLIR camera infrared camera?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, USB-C charger. You know my little tweezers, my little multimeter tweezers that I have?
The ones you never use?
Yeah. USB-C charger. The ones that don't seem to work terribly well. They're okay, though. They're good for measuring resistance. I'll give them that. The main issue I have with them is they tend to come on a lot of the time when I don't want them to come on. And then when I need them for real, the battery's flat. And today it's covered in flux. I was going to share this on Facebook, wasn't I? Forgot all about that.
Oh, that's why we only have 17 people here. Which is, mind you, 3 times my usual amount. So I'm not complaining more.
There we go. Recap and test. Let's go here to...
I always let them hover. Steve, why do you always let them hover? Give me a really good reason so I sound smart. for suggesting it.
Give me a really good reason so I sound smart for suggesting.
There's something alive in here.
I do not mean to offend, but I was about to ask, is that a pigeon or is your wife talking to you?
There's something alive in here.
I do not mean to offend, but I was about to ask, is that a pigeon?
Sorry, I was echoing there because I had this this thing open.
Because it sounded like a woman talking in the background, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, did it? Well, no, that was maybe I just had my voice a little higher than usual.
Did you
Hello there.
sit down in the wrong way there for a second?
No, it sounded like there was something crawling around inside my workshop here. It was probably just a mousey or something. Mousey.
Mouse.
All right, let's see if I can share this. Share Facebook.
I will be showing something interesting on my camera shortly. I gotta
Excuse me.
get these axials on first.
To the page you manage, which will be Branches Creations.
Branches.
Branches.
See, just like a certain color iMac, there are multiple ways to say your company name, isn't there?
Yes, I mean, it is meant to be pronounced Branchus. It is a Greek word, well, from Greek mythology. And it is meant to be Branchus, but of course, no one really says Branchus. I've had Branchus, Branch Us, Bronchus. So, yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah. If only you were so forgiving when people say Bondi.
Oh, dear.
He's holding back a rant right now. He's holding back.
Oh, I got that all out of my system yesterday. It's all fine. I'm going to go now. Something going there. God, it always does that. Always spell checks when I put in a 2x.
Okay, one more axial to go. See, I thought this was hard because when you or Steve do this, it's like 6-7 hour live streams. Like, what? It's going to take me forever.
Well, do keep in mind, there are a couple of things you need to keep in mind. Most of the time when we do a live stream, we start from the point where there are already caps on there. You've already removed all the caps. You've already cleaned up. You've already repaired all the traces. All you're really doing is putting new caps on. So that's one thing you do have to consider.
Fine.
Yeah, putting the caps on at the end is definitely the downhill of it.
You are not sticking to the script here, Bruce.
Sorry.
We had agreed you would say, but yeah, you were so good.
I've gone rogue.
Yeah.
Gone rogue. I've gone rouge.
Ooh, I almost put this one on wrong way around.
Okay, well, I've posted it on my Branch Us page.
Branch Us?
On Facebook, so who knows? May or may not have a difference.
And nobody watches your Facebook.
No, this is true.
All right.
One thing to always keep in... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to make a little shout out to Justin. It's not related to what I'm doing here. He has been cranking out live streams like crazy, and everybody should go check it out. Don't expect any chat interaction because he will ignore you on YouTube. If you're not on Twitch, he will just flat out ignore you.
No, okay. Fair enough.
Come on. Take it. Take it.
Microphone fell down.
What were you about to say?
Oh, I can't remember.
Ah.
Certainly not important. There we go. I watch videos that Bruce posts to Facebook. So there you go. Justin does actually see my post. So there you go. He's already here, of course. So that post will be fairly ineffective.
Yeah. He knew it was coming. Yeah. Oh, man. I missed Steve's answer. Crap.
What happened?
I asked him if he would explain why he lets the axials hover off the board, and I completely missed the answer. Sorry, Steve.
Let me see if I can scroll back and find it for you. So I can remove them easily if I need to.
Valid reason.
Shut down all the garbage. Were they smashers? They were compactors. They weren't garbage smashers. Shut down all the garbage compactors on the detention level. Sorry, Star Wars reference. Shut down all the garbage compactors on the detention level.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you do. You've seen Star Wars. You've seen them all. We know you have.
Lies. All right. Let me do this.
All
And
my
then
students
we're
hate
gonna go
Facebook
take a
on
look.
Instagram. I don't. The main issue I have with Instagram is I don't really get it. I and this is because I am old. Got to keep that in mind. But I don't really understand. When I look at Instagram, I think, oh, this is like Facebook, but missing bunches of things. So where's the advantage? Oh, I've been told to go back and watch it again. He reckons I'm wrong. Ooh. Steve, about the quote. So I accept the challenge. I will go back and watch that scene from Star Wars.
You are wrong about something Star Trek? What?
Star Wars, yes.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Something.
Whatever. Still waiting for MySpace to come back.
Dude, just get in there. What is the holdup? Yeah, I'll take it.
Good.
That's the biggest cone of solder I ever put on the board, but I'll take it.
Oh, Dana Siberia is here. Hello, Dana.
Hey, Dana. There we go. Nice blob.
Dana, were you impacted by the terrible storm activity that happened a couple of days ago? I did hear that it was out in the Bathurst region.
Dude. Wow. These boards know how to suck up some heat, huh?
They sure do. I would put the flat part down flat on the board and then just the edge of it on the what do you call that thing? The pin.
Wow.
That is quite extraordinary.
And I got
What temp have you got your iron on?
800.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, me neither, but that's the setting it's on. Hold on. 800F is 226.6 degrees Celsius.
Oh, Dana knows some folk who lost the house. Oopsie.
Whoa, that's quite a storm.
Yeah.
All right, I will touch this up later. There we go. Good enough for now.
Yeah.
And then we have one more on this side.
Oh, actually, I have to mention something very quickly. Dana, just because everyone who may or may not be aware, Dana is responsible for those wonderful creations. Nanoraptor, I think, is the sort of Twitter handle. But there was one that was posted recently, and what was it? It was a Classic 200 or something like that. No, Quadra 200. It was a Quadra 200, and I saw that picture. And most of the time when I see the pictures, I just have a bit of a giggle. When I saw the picture this time, I was like, I want that. I want someone to make a Quadra 200 because that thing looked awesome. So the challenge is out there. I want someone to make a Quadra 200. Get your 3D printer out and an LCD screen and the guts of a computer and build one, because that was awesome. Oh, Steve texted me.
You're in trouble now.
I'm in trouble. He's showing me the bit of footage
Of?
of my apparent misquoting of Star Wars.
Come on. Here we go. How ashamed are you now?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not going to go all the way. Look, what? All right. Okay. I'll put this up against my ear and I'll listen. I don't want you to get any copyright strikes. Oh, that's loud.
Oh, what? Come on. In the middle of the damn board.
Yeah, I think Steve's right. I should know better than to challenge him on Star Wars quotes.
He lives long and prosper.
Yeah, so yes, Steve is having a little bit of fun at the fact that you don't have enough heat here, when you quite regularly say you don't have enough heat when you're providing commentary for Steve's live streams. So.
The heat I'm currently using would burn straight through a MacBook Air board. I am not geared up or tooled up to work on these dinosaurs, all right?
Dinosaurs. Fancy dinosaurs.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to make you both look bad by doing an absolutely perfect job.
Yeah. I owe 1 million space bucks to Steve for being wrong.
Ooh, what does that
Space
buy
bucks.
you?
I'm not sure what a space buck buys. It sounds to me like if there's a million of them, they obviously have some sort of inflation issue going on, because it sounds like rather a lot, doesn't it?
It does. You might want to start saving up.
So, Jay, not a big fan of the Daniel Craig James Bond films, eh?
Well, I mean, I don't mind, because it obviously never happened. It was just fan fiction. But Pierce Brosnan will go home, That's just me.
It's an interesting thing. I mean, I basically felt like the Bond franchise totally lost its way during the Pierce Brosnan times. Nothing against Pierce Brosnan. I felt like the movies they were making were rubbish. They were just sort of like camp kitsch silliness. I felt like that when they brought in the Daniel Craig, they sort of started to get more of a gritty realism about them. And I know it's all just fanciful fiction, but they started to get a little bit more dark and gritty, which I felt like is what the world was ready for at that time. So,
Are you dissing GoldenEye?
I haven't even seen GoldenEye, so how about that?
Please remove yourself from my stream immediately. Thank you.
Dear.
See, this is the kind of thing that can cause a problem.
I'm so glad I turned this AC on. I'm so much more comfortable now. 2200, 16 volts. In there we go. Now, I ran out of some capacitors while doing a recap the other day, and I didn't take note of which they were. So I'm going to have to go through all my little containers here, looking for an empty spot, and then order them.
When's the last time you dropped that bin on the floor and had to redo it all?
It's been a long time. Yeah, so don't jinx me.
You've never seen GoldenEye. You deserve whatever you got coming to you.
Yeah, exactly. Dana has actually said James Corden for the next James Bond.
I want Sean Connery back, but with a voiceover from Steve.
It might be a little bit difficult, though, because I do believe he's dead.
Sean Connery's dead?
Yeah.
What? When did that happen?
Last year, I think.
Damn. That sucks. I like Sean Connery. He was a funny dude.
Yeah.
Just cleaning up a little bit of the flux excess here. Trying not to be too meticulous because we'll be here all night.
I've always loved the fact that Sean Connery was just unashamedly Scottish in everything that he did, no matter what part he was playing. Even when he was playing a Russian, he was still Scottish.
I've heard you do a pretty good impression of that.
Yeah, the engage the silent drive. That one.
It sounds better when you're drunk, but yeah.
It does sound better when I'm drunk. I need to work on that.
All right.
So this is it.
You may.
Ta-da! Now, what do I always recommend you do after a recap, Jay? Are you muted? Or are you drinking something? I think what's happened is because he's gone with the two cameras, he had the sound coming out of one camera and not out of the other one. Now that he's got rid of the other view, he doesn't have any audio for this view. So he's now going to do a little bit of a jiggery pokery. Yeah, we can hear you now.
I have a separate microphone connected. It's not dependent on any camera. That's weird.
Oh.
But I'll just leave that parked in the corner. My answer was check Bruce's work is the next step.
Check Bruce's work. That's exactly right.
Are all the stripes?
That's what I always say.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thomas Armstrong, hello.
Yes, 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 yes.
So what you want to do is you want to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and don't mess with Mr. In-Between.
It helps, by the way. On this board, all the positives are on the left side.
That is handy.
That is very handy. All right. Should we just slap it in a case and see? Oh, wait. It might help if I put the CPU and stuff back on.
You need the CPU, but you will also need to put your battery holders on.
Oh, damn it. Forgot about that. They're right here in front of me. I completely forgot about that. So I'm just going to tack these down and have them flapping all around the board. It's going to be absolutely hideous, but it'll work.
Flippity flapping. Sorry, that was my Bill Cosby.
Really? Nah,
There's the flipping and the flapping.
I'm used to more from you, Bruce. Sorry.
You see, I'm not having to do anything. I'm not having a recap. I can just sit here and make silly noises.
You were going to make a SCSI 2SD.
I was going to make a SCSI 2SD and a blue SCSI, and I may even do that. I think I've actually cleared enough space on the desk to do that now. So, blue SCSI time. I'll get the easy one done first.
All right.
And anyone who's complaining that the cost of an assembled blue SCSI is too expensive for the amount of work involved in assembling it, just remember, you're paying for my awesomeness.
He has a T-shirt that says that, actually.
Yeah.
Just route them outside the case so they're... Yeah, no. Sorry. This is going to get official battery holders. It might even get one of those battery boards. What is it, the 2s or the other 2Xs? I forgot.
Yep. It's the 2Xs, that's correct. So by the time they got, even some of the Mac 2s had it, the ones that were made a little bit later. But yeah, the 2Xs, I think most of the 2Xs, if not all of them, had that little battery riser thingy-majiggy. Someone has done a replica of that, but I don't know if they made the Gerbers available or if they're trying to sell the board. I would like the Gerbers so that I can make it myself.
I almost stuck it in the wrong hole there.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's what she said.
I know. She was very verbal about it, though, so I caught it in time. All right, one more wire. This looks absolutely hideous. But it's only temporary. We'll be all right.
Exactly. Doesn't have to be perfect.
Let's.
Oh, you know what I did? I jumped the gun here. I started building it before I'd done a really important bit first.
All right.
Egypt.
So CPU. Am I right in assuming that stripe in the corner is pin 1?
The little pointy arrowy thing coming out.
Yeah, the one by my thumb.
Yeah, the one by your thumb. You will find there should be a white painted splodge on the socket where that lines up for that.
Yes, sir.
And the other thing is the position of the pins. It won't actually go down if you put it around the wrong way because they're not all equal all the way around. You'll find some have got gaps in places, so it won't go down unless you get it lined up correctly. So,
ooh, now I have to push down. It's a little scary.
Yeah,
a little scary.
So Christopher has asked if the jig helps with surface mount components. This is one of the Blue SCSI version 1.0C, which has no surface mount components, with one exception: the socket, the what do you call that thing? That's the SD card socket. And when I sell these, even if you buy it as a kit, I solder on the SD card socket. So, from me, if you buy it from me, that's what you get.
All right. I might have to go back to a photo I took of this board because I have no idea what the orientation of this little fella was.
Well, you should be able to work it out from the little lump on the side.
There is a lump.
Yes, you'll see there's a little
look at that.
Little indentation there. Fairly common for dip chips to have that.
Now, if I put this on the wrong way, what will happen?
If you put it around the wrong way, it would be bad.
Okay.
In the words of Egon Spindler. Egon Spindler? Egon from Ghostbusters.
There we go. Power button that needed some serious cleaning.
Yes, I would think if you were wanting to buy a Blue SCSI, you would be better off buying them from the US and not from me. So I apologize if I talked myself up too much before and I got people thinking, you know what, I want to just buy this from Bruce. Yeah, it would probably be cheaper to just buy it from the US. I know that some of the other sellers in the US will solder on that socket for you as part of, you have the option when you buy a kit, you can buy a kit with that soldered on or not. I just do it as standard, but they do sell them with the option to have the SD card socket soldered. Sorry, I'm completely and totally hijacking your stream here. Sorry, Jay.
Oh, do your thing. Gives me a chance to read the chat. By the way, I'm not going to make it through 6 more boards. This is all I got left of solder.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least it's readily available.
True.
I hear that in some parts of the world, if you want to buy leaded solder, you need to actually have some sort of proof that you're a business or something because of the fact that lead is terribly poisonous. And that, there are these restrictions on buying leaded solder in some parts of the world, which, I mean, I get a little, when I buy them here, I get a little piece of paper with warnings about it and stuff like that, but I can still buy it.
Well, luckily I'm not in California where a mosquito fart comes with a warning label.
Now, I've got a great big whole tube of solder here. Do you want it, Jay?
Yeah,
do you have a matter transporter?
I forgot a cap. Can you believe that? As big as this board is, I completely missed the cap.
Steve is still using the 1 pound solder spindle he got in 2019. I'm actually still using a 1 pound solder spindle that I bought quite some time ago. They do last a long time, I will say that.
Oh, that's bad.
19 of us and 10 likes. Do you want me to press it? Shall I press it? Shall I
Press
make
it.
the thing go?
Press. Do the thing.
Do the thing. Okay. And it's not here on yours. I'll have to change branding.
No, what?
You don't have it here.
Oh,
You've only got your little intro. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just change branding here temporarily.
all right. Let's do
Go
it.
across to. Oh my goodness, we're all using this thing. Let's go across to Maciak. We'll become Maciak just for a second now, and then I can go.
Smash that like button.
Smash it.
And now we'll go back to being the House of Moth again.
That was way more complicated than it should have been.
Oh, I agree. We just need to get it uploaded into your brand, don't we? That's the important thing. That's assuming, of course, you want it. I mean, you actually may not want my voice on your live stream on a regular
it's the
basis.
only voice I have. All right. Now, before I say for the fourth time that I'm done, I'm going to do a thorough check this time. By the way, this label survived the ultrasonic cleaning quite nicely.
Yes, I'm not surprised. I mean, as Steve mentioned, and obviously I mentioned as well, I've never had one of the orange ones come off with ultrasonic cleaning. They are stuck on there.
All right. We have 2 battery holders.
How could anyone not want my voice on their stream, is what Mike said. That's a very nice thing of you to say. I'm sure he's joking.
He is. Then again, he's not a very nice guy most of the time, so
He can be very friendly when he wants to be.
he can be. Put a cat in his lap and give him a drink. He's the friendliest guy you ever met.
Come on, man. There we go. Okay.
All right.
There's the
I
jig.
am quite confident to say that I am done.
Excellent. Love the red wires.
A little bit.
They're a
of
nice
housekeeping.
addition. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Does anyone want to have a look at my microscope view? There we go.
He is dead serious, he says. Wow.
Oh, isn't that nice? That is nice.
While I get the case and stuff together here, I'm going to put you on the big screen.
Oh, what did I do? There we go. Oh, I'm on the big screen. Oh, cool. Okay. So I'll keep people entertained. This is me soldering a blue SCSI using my jig. My jig holds everything in place so that I've just got all these pins sticking up. Then all I have to do is work my way through them one at a time and solder them. A little bit on the dull side, but it has to be done. I don't know what you're thinking. What order do you do them in, Bruce? Well, I like to mix it up. Sometimes I do them just sequentially, top to bottom. Sometimes I mix it up a bit. Sometimes I just dash off to the side like this and solder that one for no apparent reason. Stay up. There we go. And that one, stay up. And then I might just jump up here and do this one so you can't see.
I'm surprised all these things still have their clips because it sounds horrible when I take these cases apart.
Yeah, yeah. They did in the day though, to be honest. I know they used to always make a really loud and horrible crack when I used to take the case off my old Mac 2 back in the 90s.
The 90s.
In the 90s.
All right. I think I have an old note on this little Ziploc bag from Steve, or I forgot who was making fun during my stream, which is completely washed out. But there you
go. Dear.
Now, of course, the case still needs cleaning. You can see, you cannot see. Hold on.
I have a standing invite from Mike to drop into one of his live streams and drop some F-bombs.
Ooh, yeah,
Drop
he
some
does love your F-bombs.
Aussie accent F-bombs.
Now, I believe this just slides in like so.
I believe I can fly.
And the shield goes under there. No, yes, no. Maybe I should
That
take
shield is just one of the most annoying things on the board, isn't it?
Dude, it really is. Whoever dreamt this up should be fired.
Mm. Will the power supply work? Thomas has just asked. And the answer to that is, we will find out.
Yeah.
I've come out and said, just based on the condition of the things that I've seen coming out of this shed, I'm feeling fairly confident in the power supply. But, you know, I can be a bit too optimistic sometimes.
All right. Let's hook up some batteries, shall we? Ladies.
Yes, sir. Ladies.
By the way, if there's anyone here that has not subscribed to Canadian Computer Collector, the hell are you doing, man? You're missing out.
Exactly. I am actually working on a collab with him at the moment. I will probably record some of it today, as a matter of fact.
Ooh.
Later today, I'm going to do a little bit of pre-recording for the collab. The challenge I always find when doing a collaboration with someone like Dan from the Canadian Computer Collector is that he's a funny guy.
And you're not. I know.
And I'm not a funny guy. And if I try and be a funny guy, it just looks like I'm trying to compete with him. So I have to actually be very conscious of it and try not to be too funny.
Now, I'm probably overdoing it a little because I will have to take this board out again to do some touch-ups and other cleaning and stuff. But there were 2 screws here when I took it apart, and I will be putting 2 screws in there while I test.
Oh yeah, that's right. These have got ROMs. Well, you put the ROM in? Have you put the ROM and RAM in?
Oh, I'm putting everything in. Video
Good.
card, RAM, ROM, whatever. You can think of it, I'm putting it in. Now, I recall that all the chips are pointing towards the
That
RAM,
is correct. That is correct. Yep. You only need to populate 4 of the RAM slots. Just make sure you populate the one that's labeled as Bank A.
Bank B, Bank A, that's that one. All right.
Yep.
But wouldn't it, for testing, wouldn't it be better to populate them all?
Well, it's just every time you're putting RAM in and out of those things, you're increasing the chances of you snapping something. So my general feeling is that if you're just testing it to see if it's going to chime, just start with the bare minimum. If it then does chime, you can say, okay, no worries. Well, I'll put the rest in and we'll now test all the rest of the sims. So
Fine.
that's my thinking.
We'll do it your way, Bruce. We have loaded up 4 megabytes of RAM. Now let's grab a video card, shall we?
Now, do you have a choice of video cards, or are you just going to grab the one that was in that one?
I did not make note of what was in this one.
Okay, so what you have there is actually a particularly old card, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it will probably mean that it'll be a sync on green. So it means that on your adapter, you'll need to have switches. I think it's 1 and 4 on and the rest off, something like that.
Right. I got 3 different types of cards. Now, it's hard to see on camera.
Oh, okay. So
which one would you recommend?
I would recommend you would use the one on the right that has the 2 little slots. That one.
Okay.
That one right there.
I don't have
That
any
is
cards for those slots, though.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That will still allow you to get to 256 colors, I think. 256 colors at 640 by 480. It won't allow you to get millions though, but that's okay. If you populated those VRAM slots, you would get millions, but you're fine.
All right.
Still fine for testing. But that is, I believe, a slot in your card, so you might have a better chance of that one working with your LCD display.
All right. So that's kind of in there. All right. Should we load it up with Ethernet, or are we good to go?
I think we're good to go. That's good
All
enough for testing.
Okay. The one thing I did not think about.
Yes.
I don't have a mouse and keyboard.
That doesn't matter. If we get a chime, that will be a huge victory, I can tell you.
All right. I do want to hear if this hard drive spins.
Oh, did you connect up the speaker, the little 2-pin plug?
I did.
Cool.
Actually, I'll. Should we just test for the chime first? See what happens.
Yep, I would be inclined to do that.
All right.
What you want.
Power connected. Here we go.
Ow! Hey!
Is that a good sign?
Yeah, did it switch off when you switched it off as well?
Yes.
That's really good. Can you try hit it again, please? That is absolutely perfect, my good sir. So now is the time we start rigging up displays and hard drives and extra RAM and seeing what happens. But I tell you what, you need to give yourself a big old pat on the back.
I did have to hit the power button twice for it to turn off. I don't know if that's relevant.
Steve has come forward with a statement of his archival stuff. His archival instincts. Now, he has said, do not start up old drives unless you have the ability to recover them immediately. Now, I happen to know for a fact that you don't have the ability to recover them immediately.
I do
So
not
what
have
you
a
have
blue
to
and
do-
white set up to do that. Correct.
You have to now decide, are you going to completely and totally ignore Steve's advice
Yes.
and just fire it up and see what happens?
I am willing to sacrifice the data on one drive just to see if it works.
Okay.
Because if I don't, it means the stream is over. And
I just needed you to spell it out. That's all.
I do need a hard drive cable, so. Okay. Let's see. I think that hooks up like so. You dork. Yeah, I know. I'm making Steve very sad right now. But, there is just the minor benefit that as long as this is in my shop, I can do whatever the hell I want. But Steve is absolutely right. All right. Okay. I have the little dipstick thing, adapter screen thingy.
I think you've upset Steve.
That was bound to happen sooner rather than later. But sometimes just gotta risk it,
Oh, goodbye, Dana. Thank you for joining. Dana left.
Yeah, Dana. I want to hear the hard drive spin, Steve. That's the whole point.
Now, are you what you were saying before? You don't have any ADB mice or keyboards. Is that what you were saying?
Correct. The last one I gave to Dana when he was here. Was it 2 weeks ago?
You made him take a microphone too, didn't you?
What?
Didn't you make him take a microphone with him as well?
I did. Let's see.
So that does impair your ability to do some level of testing.
It does. It does.
There must be a keyboard or mouse in that secret hoard, surely.
No, I've gone through great lengths. Steve, just consider this drive toast. All right, it'll make your life a lot easier. Just consider it gone. I went through great lengths to rid my house of everything beige. So I'm pretty confident I do not have a mouse or keyboard here anymore.
Okay. We have got one request here from Steve that please don't connect the drive in until you know the video is working, to minimize the amount of times you fire up the hard drive.
All right. Come on, you piece of...
Excrement.
Yes, this will not screw in. Why?
Don't worry about it. Just pull the screws out and do it without them. Unscrew the screws, pull them out of the adapter if you can, and just use it without the screws.
Yeah, I'm about to. If it lets me.
So you have what switches do you have on that thing at the moment?
145.
Okay, that should work with that card. I say that with all the confidence of someone who thinks it might.
That's pretty damn confident.
Mm.
All right. Now I gotta take this off again. Damn it, Steve. It's probably just spreadsheets on there that I don't care about anyway. Have I ever expressed my hate for Molex connectors?
For what, sorry?
Molex.
Oh, yes. No, they're awful. They are really awful. Considering they were the standard for all hard drives for such a long time, Molex connectors are awful.
All right. I was talking to Mike the other day, and he was filling me in on some of the historic aspects of these machines. And I must say that Nubus sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. There were a few flaws in it, but yeah, it was pretty good. And yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And of course, keep in mind, at the time that these were coming out, SCSI was pretty darn awesome as well. It's very easy for us to poo-poo it now, but it was pretty darn awesome.
I mean, nothing holds up to Firewire, of course.
Yeah. Well, yes, but we didn't have Firewire.
Ooh. All right, let me do this. And then let me do this. This is as close as I'm going to be able to get to the screen.
I think Steve might be getting in his car. I think he's a bit upset with you.
Taking a while to get here. I disconnected the drive. Chill. Are we ready?
Yes. Oh, look at that.
I have a cursor.
That's very good. That's the first stage in the ROM. We want a flashing question mark next. We can't see that, of course, but
Is there a fan under here? This whole thing is vibrating. Oh, that was
there
the
is a fan.
floppy drive that was vibrating.
Yeah, there's a fan in the power supply.
Man,
Flashing
this
question
sucks
mark?
that You can't see it. Hold on.
It's too bright. Can you turn the brightness down to the thing? We'll be able to see it.
I can't. I don't have the thingy. But there is a flashing question mark going on.
That's great. Well, that's a really good sign. So now is the time to start testing the hard drive and upset Steve.
Now,
Let's see if it boots.
if I put a floppy disk in here,
Yes.
can I tell by the way it sounds if the floppy drive is working?
Yeah, probably. The
Because
chances
that
are,
would
if you
allow
put,
me, that would allow you to quickly upload some kind of disk image to Wired that I can then put on a floppy so I can stick it in here, right?
no,
Ah.
probably not easily. Possibly, but we would need. You've got, I assume, a USB floppy drive on one of your old Macs. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it can be done. I've never done it because I just copy floppies with the old computers. Can be done. I have, but I haven't done it. But yes, you can send a disk image across. You can then, sort of image that drive. You can't do it with 800Ks, but you can do it with 1.4s. You can do it on your modern one. Just do like a disk image thingy there, and then boot from that. Assuming the drive.
Arrived at the point where I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah. I can't help you.
Okay. Well, let's see
What you're asking is theoretically possible, but I've never done it, so I really don't have any advice on it.
Yeah.
Then what else?
But this America Online for Windows should at least tell me if it's functional.
Yeah. Well, just see it'll probably just spit it out. Just see what happens. Put it in, see what happens. If it goes boom, 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 and then spits it out.
Nothing.
Making any sort of noise?
Nothing.
Yeah. Well, don't be too upset. Those floppy drives, the chances of them still working without a good restoration, good clean and lube.
I had to push on it a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So it's dirty. That'll need cleaning. There is a guide for that on my YouTube channel to show you how to dismantle them and how to clean them. It will need doing. So.
Okay. Now the floppy is stuck in there, right?
Yeah, probably. But there's a button on the side you can push to eject it. Because there's a very good chance the eject mechanism on that is gone and will need to be fixed up. But you can manually eject it with a little flat button tab thingy on the side. It's inside the metal cage. On the right-hand side, there's a flat thing, and you just push that flash thing, and it should eject the disk. On the right-hand side.
Can't find it.
Okay. Let me. I've got a drive here. I think I'll probably show you.
Am I now allowed to connect the hard drive and see what's
I
on
think
it?
you are. I think
All
you
right.
are, aren't you? That's what you were doing.
I think I am.
I mean, we'll never live it down. Both of us. We're both in big trouble. But I still think you should. It's reckless. It's careless.
It is. It really is. But here we go.
Oh, I can hear the drive.
Woo!
We have liftoff.
That's the most horrible sound I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That drive is toast before I got to it.
Yeah.
Flashing question mark.
Yeah. Okay. That drive's a goner. I mean, you typically when they start up, they'll make a little bit of a tick noise when they're just going through like a self-test type thing.
Hold on, I can't hear you over this hard drive.
It didn't make the sorts of noises I would expect from a properly functioning hard drive. So I think the hard drive is gone.
It's still spinning though.
And I look, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I had a working one of those that was just put into storage and then pulled it out of storage. Didn't work anymore. So, just
Still
old.
spinning down, so the bearings are good.
Yeah.
And done. Okay. So sound works, video works. Should I try different new bus slots to see if I get video? Or
You can if you want to. I mean, my guess is they're probably all okay, but if you want to test them fully, go for it. And did you want to load up the other 4 memory slots as well? Not much point really, because we can't even go and check the memory because we can't boot it.
doesn't it do a memory check while it boots?
It does. It's a very basic one. It just, and if the memory is bad, it'll just make a funny noise. But yeah. I mean, you can put it in there and fire it up and see what happens.
I could. Should I?
Yeah, why not?
Now, when a hard drive sounds like this, if I try it a few more times, could it shake loose? Or
It is possible. And Steve has actually made an offer in the chat to say that if he can get that drive working, can he please have a free 2X?
No.
How did I know that was going to be the answer?
All right. By the way, when I try to shut it down, I hit the button, it shut down and automatically powered itself up right away again. Does that mean anything?
Yes, that's fine.
Oh.
Yep. So look, this even though you haven't been able to boot into a system or anything like that, this is what I consider for a computer like that an incredibly successful test, that the soft power worked, and for both switching on and switching off. Because sometimes you have the soft power, you press it, it comes on, and then it just switches off again. Or you have some where you switch it off and then it automatically switch on again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are lots of things that can go wrong. So for you to have had a successful switch on and a successful switch off suggests to me that you're in good shape.
Sweet. I'm gonna fire it up again, which means I will not be able to hear you.
Okay.
And the sounds that are coming out of this drive actually scare me a little bit.
Okay.
Here we go. Man, that's rough.
Yeah. That's not a happy sound.
Yeah. My grandma sounded like that right before she passed away. Not good. If it turns on after you turn it off, it needs further fixing. Oh, Steve disagrees with you, Bruce.
Oh, did it do that? Did it? What? What happened? Did I mishear something?
It says if it turns on after you turn it off, it needs further fixing.
Is that what it's doing? I didn't. Are you saying when you switch it off, it automatically switches on again?
Yeah, I'm going to press the button now.
Yeah.
Oh, now it stayed off.
Okay, cool. You might have just double bumped it.
Yeah. I want to make an audio recording of this hard drive because it sounds badass. Could everybody hear this on the stream or not really?
Well, I could certainly hear a lot of it.
Wow. That's cool. Doesn't get warm, the hard drive.
It's probably not spinning fast enough.
Yeah. Cool. Now, what I can do... No, I cannot. Do I have... See, the thing is, I can see a stack of keyboards in my head, but I don't know if it's in my basement or in that shed. I'm pretty sure it's in the shed.
Just a second.
Should I go check the basement? Is it worth it? Can't load an OS anyway. Christopher, I have no idea what you just said.
Okay, sorry about that. I heard some knocking on the door and it was chickens.
Ah, they want food and they want it now.
Yes, they were tapping on the door, probably insects or something like that.
I am going to hand over my live stream to you for a minute, and I'm going to
Okay.
go check the basement just to be sure that I don't have a beige anything down there.
Okay. All right. He's going to go check for beige. You're going to beige hunt, and in the meantime, I'm going to be here recapping a thing.
Be right back.
He'll be right back. So yeah, I can't actually see the chat terribly well while I'm doing this, but I can jump across here onto my microscope view like this, and we can have a look at the problem we have here. And this is a LC475 that I'm recapping at the moment. I'm doing this for Ron of Ron's computer videos. So basically, he put out the word he was after a 475 board, and I have one here in not the best shape, but definitely fixable, I think, with a bit of recapping. So I'm just getting this cleaned up a little bit, and I just happen to notice that this component here, which is a resistor, and it is 473 something, 473, and very, very, very gungy. Look at this. Look at this crunchy stuff. And I want to see if I can take this off and potentially, potentially reuse it, or whether I'm going to have to replace it. So we'll find that out in a minute. Excuse me. So, yeah, so I'm sorry. I want to just extend my apologies to Steve for the desire to see that drive spin outweighing our desire to protect the contents. I do hope that maybe in the future Steve might get a chance to look at it and fix it. And this thing is not coming off for dear life because it is so crunchy. There we go. Off she came. I did take something else off at the same time, but I can always put that back on again. Can I repair these pads?
What are you working on?
This is an LC475.
Ooh.
That tells you.
Wait, that's the one that... No, wait. Hold on. You can turn another board into a 475 with a Dremel, but... Wait, there are two things you can do with those boards. One is a tacky thing, right?
You're thinking of the 575, and that's all good, but there is actually something that is a little bit tricky about this board. I'm going to just show people here now. It has on the board this little jumper, J18, and depending on whether this jumper is actually populated or not, whether you have a jumper across it or not, a shunt, as they call them,
Sure.
Decides whether this board will think it is a 475 or a Quadra 605. Exactly the same board for two different of Apple's models, and it will think it is a 605 based on whether that jumper is on. It'll be a 605 or a 475. So that's an interesting thing about this board. Happy to hand over to you now.
Well, I don't really have anything to report other than I have given all my beige to either Steve or Dana or both. So I am going to label this drive as
I mean, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you this, Jay, but it's always a good idea to just hang on to one mouse and one keyboard ADB.
But I was so happy to be done with beige. I was so happy.
You never know. You see, all of a sudden, someone could make you this incredible offer to recap something, and you say, "Oh, geez, I'm glad I kept that beige stuff. Now I can make lots and lots of money from this person."
Yeah, right. But I am happy with the results thus far.
Yeah, I look. If I was you, I would be ecstatic when you consider the amount of trace repair that you had to do for that. To have got that to chime and essentially start. I mean, you've got sound, you've got video, and I think that if you had a working hard drive, you would be booting into that right now. So, I mean, I'm not going to say, hey, you should just go grab the hard drives that you've got from all the other ones and test them one at a time until you find one that works. Because
Well, we can't do that until Steve leaves.
yeah, that's right. If we did that, if we were to do something like that, we would be in so much trouble with Steve.
Okay.
He would probably never talk to us again.
Yep.
So I'm not going to suggest that as a course of action.
I know you tried to convince me, Steve, but there was no convincing me. I was determined to hear this drive spin one way or the other. So don't blame yourself. Don't beat yourself up. This was going to happen. Now, you all did a crappy job of talking me into getting a SCSI 2SD.
Oh, did I? I thought I tried pretty hard.
Yeah, you gave me a link. There was not really any convincing going on.
Oh, okay. Should have got one.
I'm almost to Ohio. I should consider locking my doors at this point.
I think I scared him with that last thing I said. I think I really scared him when I said, you were going to grab one drive at a time until you get one that worked. I think that really scared him.
He called Grudy and said, whatever Corvette you haven't crashed yet, I need it now. I need to get to Ohio in a hurry.
Oh, he meant about the keyboard. Okay, fair enough.
You never no. You said, I'll take it, Jay, and you took it from me.
So, yeah, okay. You don't have any... Oh, you know what you need to do? Get Dana to hop into the car and bring a keyboard to you. He's got heaps of them.
Oh, yeah. Sure. He's going to say the same thing Steve said. Like, I'll do it if you give me a 2X.
Actually, yeah, he wants one, doesn't he?
Dana
Dana really wants a 2.
And Kate wants one. You are trying to get me to ship one to you for free?
Yeah, I am looking locally for these things because is Apple's Anonymous here in the chat? Is he still around? I have been in discussions with Apple's Anonymous about potentially getting a computer from him. He has work to do first, and I do not want to rush him because he has to sort through his collection. But that is the plan at the moment. I do actually have another person with 2X who's looking, a Macintosh 2FX who's looking to offload it. The biggest issue we have at the moment is trying to figure out what sort of dollars we're talking about because it's a bit hard to gauge.
Well, good luck with your negotiations. Steve, I know you have a lot to say, so if you want to hop on, just do it, man. I'm ready for whatever scolding you got for me. I'm ready. I might cry a little, but I'm ready.
What do you have to say about that? That Mike has just said that Mike, Steve, and Dana have already claimed 3 of the 2Xs.
Well, claim is a big word. I consider money in my PayPal claim. By the way, if any of these, you can't see that. Well, kind of. All the chips surrounding the processor and the math coprocessor. If any of them were not working, would I have known by the test I just did?
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe floppy drive. Maybe. Like you would want to have to be sure. You'd probably want to test the floppy drive because one of those, I think, the IWM, the integrated Wozniak machine, that one I think is involved in the floppy stuff. So,
okay. Oh shit!
That's not Steve.
Double shit.
Now you're screwed.
I am.
I am appalled by the blatant disregard for the fine folks in the chat. Waiting minutes to get a response. Minutes!
I know. It's almost like he doesn't care.
Hi, Steve.
AJ. I I would not count those hard drives dead yet. Let me just say that.
Well, not dead, but needing work, definitely.
Oh no! They're either completely dead, or they can be limped back to life for about 20 minutes before they die fully.
Well, you're going to have to teach me your ways.
That requires a lot of beige Macs that you do not want in your dwelling there, Jay.
I have a G3 blue and white with a SCSI PCI card.
Is it a bootable one, though?
I don't know.
There's a lot of different SCSI PCI cards, and it's very strange, but depending on the ROM and the version of it, they will either be happy with one of these old drives, or it'll just freeze the entire system when it boots up.
Okay.
And Bruce knows the special hell that is trying to recover a SCSI hard drive on a machine that only has a SCSI bus.
Yeah,
Because all you need is one of that SCSI hard drive to be like, during startup, and everything else is like, well, we're not doing anything until that thing works.
Yeah, this is very true.
You just added another valid reason for me to hate Beige.
I'm not giving you any good reasons to hang on to them, Jay. I told you that from the beginning. You're getting yourself into a mess of hurt.
We don't want to talk him into keeping any. We want the damn things.
I offered him $3 per machine, and he never got back to me.
Oh, I got back.
He knows what he
I remember
has.
laughing a lot.
He probably got back to you with the middle finger is what he did.
He didn't even bother doing that. But I will say, with the amount of scunge that you removed from that board, I was very happy to see it chime. I will say that if you put them in an ultrasonic cleaner, I would remove you probably already did this, but remove the power button from the board.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And also what happens is, as Bruce has probably experienced too, and I don't know if it's just with our ultrasonic fluid or whatever, but with the way the ultrasonic hits the little power button there, you can get it to stick. So you really want to be careful with that, because what will happen is that power button will either get stuck in or out. Even if you have that little spring, it becomes infinitely weaker the way the connection is inside of that. So
Okay, good to know.
These are all things Bruce and I learned from a lot of pain and frustration that we are giving to you for free.
Yeah, I ultrasonic this, what was it, last night, the night before, because it was becoming really hard to see which traces I had already worked on and which still needed work, and I just needed a clean slate to see what was going on. But there's a few more traces that clearly work or are making contact, but they have a significant amount of rot that might make it not work as soon as I sell this thing 2 weeks later, because whoever I'm going to sell this to is going to use it.
Yeah,
So,
what you really need to do is get yourself a keyboard and a mouse. You need to run some software tests that could test a lot of things about the machine, because you could have a bad floppy controller and not know it. You could have a bad serial port and not know it. You unfortunately, there's a lot that you do need to have as far as peripherals go to test the darn thing.
yeah.
And we'll help you out. I'm just saying, you just because it chimes, that's great. That's a great first step. But you also just need to be aware of all the different things that could unfortunately go wrong with it. So, like, if you were having issues with the floppy drive, yeah, it could just be that it's dirty. It could just be that it's seized, stuff like that. But it could be the chip there. It could be a bad trace or a bad wire. Also, there are some some versions of I don't think it's necessarily the Mac 2 model, but there are some of them where the resistor packs can fail, and then all of a sudden it just pretends that a floppy disk is stuck in the drive all the time.
All right. Well, I might not test them that far. I was determined to at least get the boards patched up, because I'm comfortable working on boards.
Well, all I'm going to say is the more bang for your buck you'll get if you do more vigorous testing.
It now has an AOL Online floppy for Windows stuff in there.
That has decreased the value.
No. That should raise the price.
Hey, Steve, I hate to bring this up, but he's actually made better progress with this 2X than you have with your Quadra 840 AV.
Yeah, well, my Quadra 840 AV has been through a dishwasher, so.
Well, technically, so is his 2X.
That's an organic dishwasher. Mine was a bit more rough on it. But the if I would love for Jay to just witness the lovely brown trace on dark brown PCB madness that is the Quadra 840 AV with his own pupils right under his microscope, because he would just be like, screw this, and throw it out the window.
You know he's getting into beige now, so maybe we should just send him to board.
Yeah, he's a beige boy now.
No. He's just another beige bitch like the rest of us.
The House of Beige. That's the rebranding has started already. The House of Beige.
Nope, not happening. Let me put this back with the machine.
You just don't know what good stuff is. Working with SCSI and ADB and new bus video cards and floppy drives. You're just a wuss.
It is not happening.
Oh, that's good. I love that. That is so serious.
I see. Hijacking my... Okay.
Nice.
I believe the other Mac has an IDE drive in it or a smaller SCSI drive.
Smaller.
No, they would not be
drive.
IDE wasn't on Macs until the late 90s.
IDE didn't even exist in 1985 or 19. Well, I don't know. This came out 1989. So yeah, IDE was around, but it was pretty rudimentary. Compared to the alternative in terms of hard drives, SCSI was the way to go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it made the machine cost like an extra $2,500.
Yeah.
Man, those licensing fees to NCR killed them. So, I don't mean to be a spoil sport or anything, Bruce, but what are you doing to this poor thing?
He's saving it.
Well, this
it looks like it's battery. Was it battery bombed, or is it just really that bad?
This is the thing. This is the battery over here. No leakage, nothing at all. Everything's perfect.
Okay.
But this one has had really, really bad capacitor corrosion, which is I don't normally see on a 475. 475s, you usually just you take the caps off and clean up the pads a little bit. This one has actually had caps physically fall off it, and with this terrible corrosion underneath. So I mean the copper is still there, which is great, but it's just in a terrible state.
Wow.
And I'm hoping I'll get this working, because, as I say, I promised this to Ron from Ron's Computer Videos.
You know what that smoke means right there? That lingering smoke.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
That means
Haven't got
Bruce
the
is
fume extractor on.
not being a healthy man right now.
The fume extractor was there, it just wasn't aimed at it. Yeah.
Shut up.
So, Bruce, are you going to stream now? Because apparently I'm done.
I thought you were going to grab all those hard drives one at a time, systematically, and test every single one of them before Steve gets there.
You want to see me get my first speeding ticket in my life? That's how it's going to happen.
How do you get a speeding ticket in a Prius?
Let's just say I've found out through a process of elimination that the speedometer has 3 digits on it.
Actually,
yeah, of course it does when you put it into kilometers an hour. I mean, if I look at kilometers an hour on the speedometer of my car, I found out that my Saturn can do 160.
That is unlikely, but never mind.
Pretty amazing out of a 137 horsepower engine.
Yeah, I doubt whether you would be getting that up to 160.
I have had it up to 100.
Well,
it gets very.
Your cat alarm's going off.
It gets very terrifying. Oh, that's like now who's screaming? Oh my god!
You get a few guests on when you have mic on.
You You guys wonder why I'm freaking insane.
Jay, show me the
I
floppy
know
drive,
one.
and I'll show you where the eject button is, sir.
I was going to take this apart.
I mean,
Just dunk it in a vat of lube. See if it works.
that's not exactly the way to do it, but if you want to decrease the value of the floppy drive, go right ahead. I'm gonna show up to Jay's in a month, and there's gonna be a stack of charred Macs. And I'd be like, "All right, Jay, I'll give you $10 for the lot."
Is it that one?
No, it's literally on the front of the drive. You see that? All right, yeah, right where your finger is. That's the eject mechanism.
So I just push down
Just
on
push it backwards.
You got it.
Oh, look at that.
Hey!
And
That'd be $10.
Now we're going to open up a floppy drive.
Now, I would recommend you watch a guide first.
Yeah,
I've seen the guide, and I know the guy that made it.
Jay, if you could recite that guide, I will pay you $1 billion.
All right, you ready? You're about to be very poor.
Yeah,
Space
go ahead.
dollars?
Space
Nope.
dollars. Because Bruce owes me $1 million, so we're squaresies.
Actually, let me.
He hesitates already.
No. I was just switching cameras.
Oh, sure. So tell us all the things that you're touching now. What's the difference between the thing and the thing?
So, floppy drive, external housing. There you go. Now, this, when you touch this, that's supposed to move. And if that doesn't move, then it means that's stuck and that needs cleaning and lubing. These are the heads.
I'm so glad that he's not putting us out of business, Bruce.
So the first thing you need to do is that drive needs to be closed up. So as if it had a disc in it without it having a disc in it. And you need to do that with your right hand here. Yep. There are two little pieces you need to move. There's one that kind of swings in a little bit, and another one that swings a little bit. That's one part there, and that's another part there. Yeah. So it's a bit zoomed out, so I can't see terribly well, but you just, I might have a drive here, and then I might be able to show you.
If that explodes, like in a part of springs and parts, I'm just going to laugh until I have a heart
I
attack.
can tell you, this thing is super crunchy.
Yeah, of course. What do you expect?
I do have a floppy drive here somewhere. I saw
Yeah, I
it the
think
other day.
I watched Bruce do this a week ago on one of his streams, but I have no idea.
Well, I have to run and pick up my wife from the train station.
Oh, we could
So
test
I-
the hard drives.
No,
I mean, see you later, Steve.
but if Bruce, if you need company on your stream, I'm going to be cleaning up some things, so I'll be yelling, stepping on
I'm not
Legos and cursing.
I'm not even sure if I will continue streaming. I do have some other chores that I need to see to.
Well, then I'm not going to do anything either. This has been my guest appearance, and oh well. Jay, that's not how you install AOL.
Really? I thought once you can see the disc,
So you
can
can
kinda
see.
read.
How do you put in the dial-up number? Hold on.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, what happens, Jay, is the grease that lubricates everything obviously hardens over the years,
Yeah.
and so you would have to get some isopropyl alcohol and clean all the grease off, and then once it's all cleaned off, assuming there's no other problems with the gears or anything else like that,
Right.
it should have a much easier time ejecting. I mean, at least it's functioning; it's not seizing as much. But you want to find every little bit of that stuff, clean it off, and then repair it.
That's why I was just going to dunk it.
No, that you don't want to do that.
Just throw out your ultrasonic cleaner. What the hell?
Yeah, just toss it in
God.
there. I can fit 8 of these in there, no problem. I figured if I'm going to install an OS on one of these somehow, I need at least one working floppy drive. So.
No, we had a whole conversation about me sending you a SCSI drive, and then I think we're realizing that the risks involved is just cheaper to get a blue SCSI. But I don't know if you remember that conversation because it was like after MacYac.
You offered to send the drive, and I said, nah, surely one of these 7 will work.
And I tried to talk you out of that because by the time you get an OS installed on that drive, it's going to go, and there goes all your time wasted. whether you spend $25 or $30 on a blue SCSI, slap an SD card in there, solder it together, and you got a perfect testing thing for your G3 blue and white and any other SCSI Mac you may have.
Oh wait, let me propose something. Doesn't the 2X have a floppy drive port on it?
Yeah.
2 of them.
No. I mean on the outside.
Yeah, it does.
On the outside? You mean on the back?
Yeah, on the back.
I don't know. You tell me.
Yes, it does.
Oh my god, it's a freaking port with a picture of a freaking floppy drive.
Yes, it does, Mike. It has it on there.
Okay. God.
Your
Why was
point?
that so hard?
Your
Because
point being?
I'm thinking of something because I was thinking, what if he got a floppy emulator?
No, if he's not spending $20 on a SCSI to blue SCSI, he's not going to spend $125.
I was thinking about loaning him mine.
No, it's not going to do him any good.
Excuse me, a SCSI 2SD was going to cost me $50.
No, not a SCSI 2SD. You're talking about the assembled version.
Whatever link you guys sent me.
But, see, the problem, Jay, is you didn't look at the website.
I did.
No, you didn't. Because they are.
He didn't look at the
Hey, what about this
website.
one?
He looked at the dollar sign and said, "Screw that, I'm done."
Yes.
Pretty much,
Well,
yeah.
let me say, Jay, if you go to the assemble it yourself kit because you do know how to use a soldering iron, they are $25.
Yeah.
And the cost of me shipping you a questionable hard drive will be at least $10.
Well, if one of you,
I could send him the hard drive out of my classic.
No,
if
let's not go down
you
that road.
commits to buying the SCSI 2 SD or whatever the hell the thing is called off of me by the time I'm done, I will buy it.
Well, Jay, what I was saying is one of your G3 blue and whites may be the one with the problematic doohickey with the 88 chip. So a SCSI adapter is not really a bad thing to have in your arsenal.
I don't want to go SCSI because then I'll get beige.
Or
Once you go
hear me
SCSI,
out.
You never go back.
Hear me out, Jay. Hear me out. You may just want to include the SCSI adapter in the Macintosh you sell, and then charge the assembled price for it.
Oh my god! What a freaking revelation!
That's a great idea.
Finder's fee, $10.
All right, so Steve is now paying me $375 for this 2X.
Yeah, okay. with questionable floppy drives and hard drives that will draw too much power for the power supply on startup.
Pretty much.
I'm still surprised something didn't pop.
Oh, don't worry. He leaves that power supply on long enough. He'll find the Reef of Madness leak out.
Do I have to recap the power supply in that thing? Or
Oh, yeah.
It'll work for a while.
Why the heck not?
Because I don't know how much you think I could sell this thing for, but I'm already $40 in just for the cap. All right?
We tried to warn you, but you didn't want to listen.
I can't sell something that doesn't work. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Oh, God.
It seemed to work just fine to me.
Yeah, I mean,
What a
the
wonderful voyage of discovery it's been.
there's I believe, Bruce, is it both on the Sony and the Aztec models of the power supply? There are 2 reefer caps or just one on the Mac?
I cannot remember. I'm sorry. I've only got one of them here. And I was actually planning to open it up this weekend. And so I can probably answer that question for you tomorrow.
Yeah, so at the very least, Jay, you'd want to do the reefer cap on them. But that's...
Fine.
I'll add to your bill for each one.
Now that I know I can at least reasonably fix one of these boards, I have to place a Mauser order for the other 7 or 6, and that's going to be a very expensive order.
Yeah, if you have trouble finding the caps, Jay, I'll link you to some of the alternative sites that I was using, because I literally bought the last 247 microfarad 16 volts from Mauser like 2 weeks ago.
Greedy bastard!
I have things to recap.
There are other people in this thing, you know.
You trade me some Mac 2s, we can work out a deal.
See, there we go again.
Hey, the caps went up in value. You all saw that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I have to run before my wife yells at me. So I will. If you guys are back here in 15 minutes, I will be too.
I'll probably be here.
Okay. Mike, why don't you regale him about the differences between IDE and MFA and all that fun stuff?
MFM. You're both idiots.
Thank you.
Go away.
Bye.
Bye.
Uh,
Now, what Steve doesn't know is that I have a little stash of my own.
damn.
Because I was actually considering offering recapping as a service once upon a time. It just became problematic with the testing because I didn't have the hardware to test them. So,
Well, now you have the hardware to test it.
yeah. Let's see. Let's do this. Like that. And then we put me there and you there. Because while I watch Bruce, I'm going to have to figure out how to open this up.
What's that? The floppy drive?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. McIntosh is here. Hello, Mr. McIntosh.
Hey, Mr. McIntosh.
There's nothing to really open.
Really? Where's the fun in that?
You know, we don't really want to open anything. You just want to get all the grease out of the gears and the sliding points.
Are you playing with the floppy at the moment?
Yeah.
Hey, did you manage to get it closed?
Well, I put a floppy in there to see which mechanism was triggered. And now I can't even put anything in there.
Well, then you try.
So
to
if you
trigger
can get it, if you can get it closed, I can show you how to pull it apart.
All right, hold on.
Oh crap! I left the cap on here.
Okay, so now if I do that, floppy comes out. So I need to hit this one. I think that one comes out. This one slides in. I just saw you move, you bastard. Come on. Hold on. Let me try that again. Okay, so this arm falls down, and then this one props up like that, and then this one comes down here, and then nothing happens. What the hell? Oh, there it goes. Ooh, it kind of just sucks it in there.
Yes, that's why they call it an auto-inject floppy drive.
That one goes there. That one slides. Nope, no sliding. There's nothing else that moves, damn it. It's just those arms. It's already better now that I injected a few times.
Yep, that's good. Will make your life a little easier.
You go there, and then you... Nah, it's not budging. I'm going to have to watch your damn video. Crap.
Sorry.
Go figure.
But I see all the stuff that's moving. Can't I just loop the crap out of it?
You could do that. Hit it with a bit of WD-40 just to free it off to start with.
Oh, I got something better. I got something way better.
Of course you have.
Because I used to do some 3D printing back in my day. So I have Super Lube.
Oh, Super Lube.
Super Lube. Oh, wow. That came out quick. All right.
Consonant.
All right. I got it closed with no disc in it.
Hey!
Did it.
That's
Now
cause for celebration. So what you need to do now is there's a little plastic thing, a little black plastic thing. You know, can you start that thing? That needs to come off. So there's a little tab there that you just need to lift up and then slide it backwards. He's off.
He's up.
Sweet. Okay, now on either side there are two springs holding that top part of the cage down to the bottom part of the cage.
Yep.
You need to unflick those springs. The springs are actually held on at the top, so you don't need to worry about losing them, but you just need to unhook them from the bottom on both sides there.
Hey, Dan is here.
Dan, welcome. We were just talking about you. I mean, not just, a little while ago we were.
It wasn't positive, let me tell you. All right, springs are off.
Right, and now with a little bit of wiggly of the eject button, lift that thing off, and it'll just come out. Lift it sort of from one side and then from the other. It'll just lift off like that. Off he comes. Whippy!
All right, and this is all the stuff that needs lubing, right?
That all needs lubing, and that tray on the bottom. See how that tray slides backwards and forwards? That tray there. See how? Yeah, like that. So you got their little plastic, the little sort of plastic washers.
Yeah.
They need to be lifted off. Once you lift those off, you can then take that bottom. Well, you can't take that bottom tray out until you take the eject mechanism off. So that's the next thing.
Hello.
Hey, Dana.
Oh, Dana, hello. How are you?
Hello. I didn't realize this was live. I thought we were just StreamYarding.
Good thing you're wearing clothes today. Yesterday. Woo,
Hello,
No,
internet.
this is as live as it gets.
Horny cat and all.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I have removed the 4 washer thingies, and now this gear and engine thing.
There are 2 black screws you need to undo to remove the eject mechanism, and there's a little plug as well.
It's all coming back to me now.
I've done this many times.
It's my first time.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Live stream. Hello. Nah.
All right, so here's the motor. Here is the little pluggy. All right, that's out. And now this tray comes out. Look at that. Man.
So then you basically need to clean anywhere where there are friction points. So anywhere where that tray touches that bottom part, you need to clean the heads. So you need to very gently separate the heads there and clean the top and the bottom of those. But you will have seen that on my video.
Do you clean all this with a brush or with a Q-tip?
I actually clean all of the metal parts with a brush, but I clean the heads with a Q-tip.
Gotcha.
All right, so I thought this was a recapping, but you're cleaning a floppy drive. What happened?
If you show up
with the,
2.5 hours late, you're gonna miss some things, Dana.
Did you try powering it on?
The recapping has been done, and it turns out I am as much of a god as Bruce is. If
Which
not
means,
more.
yes, it turned on.
And then we were talking about connecting a hard drive, and Steve just went
Lost his
nuclear.
mind.
He what? He flipped out? Why?
Because we were connecting up old hard drives where we have no ability to archive them. If it's the last time they spin, it's
Who
gone.
cares?
Well, now that was something that was proven by Steve. Steve cares. Steve cares much.
I know. I'm just being difficult.
I was willing to sacrifice one drive just to see if it would spin, and it spin it.
Oh, hey, there's Dan. What's up, Dan?
Congratulations on the newfound god status. Well, thank you. Thank you.
It has a few perks.
Yep. Can you tell me what those are?
Oh no, you can find out for yourself.
Oh, okay.
What?
Listen, at the end of the day, a soldering iron is a soldering iron, and a cap is a cap. Recapping, anyone can do, and I'm not diminishing what you do, Bruce, or what I do, but a monkey can recap. It's the troubleshooting and the testing and all that stuff that comes with recapping that proves to be a challenge.
Mr. McIntosh wants you to tell us about that blue mat.
This blue mat, I got this a couple of years ago on Amazon, and it has a little clippy on the corner there, which you can't see, that I can hook up an anti-static wristband. That is still in the packaging. I've not used it once, and yeah, that's
You convinced me to get the same mat, but mine is gray.
Oh well, that's just hideous.
No, it's not.
I got this more as something to protect my desk more than anything. There's some serious scunge on this, Bruce.
Yeah, where did the AOL disc come from? Was it already in there?
Well, I saved about 6 million diskettes from the shed, and I figured someone might want them. So, turns out nobody wants them. So now I'm stuck with them.
Recycle them.
Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. I put them on Discord. So, hey,
You'll get $1.50 for all of them.
if anybody wants them, but nobody does. So, probably give them to my 5-year-old to make some art project out of it. I might do the same with all those fuzzy hard drives. Just
So
give
Bruce,
it to my
what do you
5-year-old with a hammer. Says, "Have at it, buddy." Steve won't mind.
What?
What?
The cat's talking to me.
Hey, buddy.
Bruce, what are you working on?
I'm working on an LC475 that has seen better days.
Haven't they all?
Yeah. I have actually. This was going to be an easy one. So this board was donated to me. Someone was very kind to actually give this to me and say, "Hey, I've got a 475 board if you want it." And I said, "Yes, please." And I ended up raiding the CUDA chip from it to repair another board. Then anyhow, the other day, Ron from Ron's Computer Videos put out the call on the face of the books and said, "I'm after a 475 board if anyone has one," because he's got a whole stack of cases, I think, but every one he's got hold of has been battery bombed.
Ooh.
So anyhow, I said, "Look, I have one, but it has no CUDA chip, and I have an order of CUDA chips on the way, which arrived. This is my CUDA chips here. CUDA. There they are. There's my CUDA chips. So they arrived. So I said, well, I can put the CUDA chip on it and you can have it. And then when I went to go do that, I realized that some caps had fallen off it and it was in a terrible state. So it would need recapping before I did anything. So, and this is where we are now.
Is that one of those perks you were talking about of God status? People just donate cool stuff.
People just send stuff to me. Yeah, that is one of the perks. Yeah, I do have people just sending me stuff, and it's very nice of them to do that. They don't need to. There's no pressure to do it, but it is very, very handy when they do that. In particular, if it's a situation where someone says, "Hey, I've got this battery damaged board. Is it any use to you?" And I say, "Yes, it is," because it could potentially be rated for parts and make someone else's computer work.
That's true.
And so they send them to me. So.
How about you? You join us on the stream there, Dan?
Yeah, Dan.
Ladies, because we've done the stream. Now we're just hanging out and wasting everybody's time. So we might as well have some fun with it.
That thing is filthy, Bruce. Good Lord.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm really thinking I should have probably ultrasonic this one first.
Now,
if I get this floppy drive reassembled and properly lubed, I will test it real quick.
The eject mechanism is probably gone.
It's not. It's not. God
Probably?
status, dude. God status. You gave it to me yourself. I can fix anything now.
How long have I been going for? Because I will probably need to get going and do some other chores soon.
2 hours.
I'll get in trouble.
Is Dan quickly getting dressed, or did he split?
I don't know.
I don't know that we've even sent
He
him.
needs someone to send him a link so he can join the stream.
Well, he hasn't agreed to being on yet.
It's true.
Don't just hand out links, you know. Come on.
Well, I can't because I don't have any way to contact him. And Bruce is working on an LC 475 or a Quadra 605.
Well, I can make it happen if needed. I can go like this, and then go, whoops, like this, and then go like.
Just paste it in the chat. It'll be fine. It's gonna get busy quick.
And then. Sorry, my computer's going a little bit slow at the moment. I'm taxing it a little.
Oh, that's right. Dan's on Messenger,
These
isn't he?
spacer thingies back on. Little bastard one. Come on.
Where is the link? Show me the link. Send me the link.
Oh, there we go. I think I got it.
There you go, Bruce.
I came through with the goods, yeah?
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
He's like, I am way too stoned for this. What is the limit of StreamYard anyway when it comes to participants?
That's a good question.
That's why I'm asking it.
No,
I don't know.
idea.
Good question.
It's
We
10.
did know, I think, when we were scoping out.
10. All right. That's
Yes.
not much.
It's 10. It's 10 if you have a subscription. It's 6 if it's free.
We pay for it.
So we can have 10. I am not producing a show with 10 guest stars, so don't even go there.
Yep. Yeah, this board has seen some things, hasn't it? I maybe shouldn't have been so quick to offer this one up to someone.
Man, this thing is greased lightning. Damn.
I think Dan may end up joining us.
No.
That way.
Come and tell us what it's all about.
A boot.
All right, so Bruce, the bottom part is smooth.
Excellent.
Do I clean the
What
head
have you
first?
used? What have you used to lubricate it?
What?
What have you used to lubricate it?
Super lube.
Okay, all good.
Do I
I'm
put
fine with
the motor back, or do I clean the heads first?
Clean the heads while it's like that. It's just easier to clean them while it's apart.
Dry Q-tip or alcohol?
Alcohol Q-tip. Gentle.
This is like picture in picture in picture.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? It's like I'm so far up into myself.
It's a Steve.
I'll leave and everybody else joins.
You on your phone?
I'm in the car.
Oh,
I'm waiting. The car's not moving. Promise.
why?
That's where Steve's sleeping tonight.
See, with the phone that's no longer a pile of crap, I could actually open up StreamYard on Safari and not have it take a dive.
Does
What a
StreamYard
concept.
have an app?
No, it does not. I don't believe so. But it
Oh.
works fine on Safari as long as I'm not
Okay.
like terribly lagging.
Oh crap! Look at these.
Jeez, Bruce.
Look at them particulates floating around.
Was that inside like a kangaroo's like stomach or something? Like
no idea.
Australian humor.
exactly. Dana got it. See this guy right here. It's the highbrow humor we bring to these shows.
Now, Bruce, is there anything I need to worry about alignment-wise when I put the motor back?
That particular motor, there is no alignment associated with it.
Don't put it the opposite way.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, there is actually an alignment issue, but you won't have that issue at the moment because you haven't moved it.
Right. Cool.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to repair some swear word traces.
What were you saying there? What was that?
Hey.
Don't demonetize me now.
Yeah, a couple of those
Ooh.
are goners.
I could select the other camera.
Tells ya. You got
Wow.
1, got 2,
See how fast I'm going.
got 3, got
Driving
4.
the J's.
What are you sitting at? Where are you at?
At a train station waiting to pick up my wife.
Uh,
She took a choo-choo.
people use trains.
And Bruce, when it comes to the top mechanism, I just go after everything that has a pivot point.
Yep.
All right. This I could just dunk in the back.
Hey, it's
Shivers
Mr.
Regal.
McIntosh in the chat. Hello.
So, right. This is eaten through.
Train's coming. Ooh.
Mm-mm.
So I'm going to need to blow out these holes and put new traces on and everything.
Well, that looks
can
like
tell you
fun,
what.
Bruce.
I think I might need to get Ron ready for disappointment.
Let's see that, or you can charge him for it.
Ron, some assembly may be required.
Wrong.
Ron just told me it's fine. So
Hmm.
just send it to me. Yeah, we'll get it working. I actually have a
Okay.
battery bombed 475. We can combine their powers,
Our powers combined.
make 2 crummy broken Macintoshes.
These holes are filled with UV mask.
You.
I am going to have to make one of my little piercy hole thingies with the
I thought you
Dremel,
already
but I won't do that now.
I
It's a
thought you
little
already
bit
had
loud.
one.
Actually, I did, but I broke it.
Well,
It broke it. Oh, excuse me.
Look, it's a train. The train coming.
hold on.
Ooh.
To it.
It's choo choo. It's choo choo.
It's coming.
Locomotive.
Where is
If
it?
I do it this
It's a
way.
ghost. No. Oh, okay, all right. You can do that. It's a ghost train. Oh, there it is. It's gonna be super loud now.
Whee!
Bah.
I know I gotta go or I'll get yelled at. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, snap.